Roland. Well, hey, today is Friday. Time for the weekly update, and it's the 12th of September. Now, yesterday was the 11th of September. Everybody remembers what they did on that day. It was a very, very momentous day. I was fishing Chameau Bay up in Alexandria Bay on the St. Lawrence River, at right at the eastern side of Lake Ontario, with my son Scott. We're getting ready for a BASS tournament. And all of a sudden, Suzanne, that's Scott's wife, calls at 9 o'clock and says, a plane just flew into one of the Twin Towers and a big wreck. And I told her, Scott, right then, I said, hey, that sounds like daggone terrorism or something or other. And so anyway, 10, 15 minutes later, another phone call comes and she said, a second plane just ran into the other tower. And I said, Scott, we got to get out of here. Man, there's big terrorism. We're right here on the Canadian border. They're going to shut the border down. We might not be able to get home. This is going to be a real problem. And sure enough, we skedaddle back. We just did make it home. All the airports were closed. They closed everything down. And a whole bunch, it was so funny because we were going to go across the bridge to Kingston, Ontario that morning. And Scott and I, at the last minute, we didn't go over. But there were like 10 guys that went over. It was practice day. About 10 or 15 guys went across that bridge. When 9/11 hit, they shut it down. They didn't get back into the United States for 10 days. They were stuck in Canada. Anyway, I've been having a good time. One of the things I've been doing this week is I've been doing my turkey calls. And I do like 15 or 20 at a time. It takes me like a week to do them. Now this one, it's a perfect call. By the way, it sounds wonderful. I haven't done my inscription. See, I do an inscription on the lid and talks all about like this one. See, it's hard to see, but it has all the nomenclature, where the wood's from, and everything like that. This happens to be a camouflage one. But anyway, I register them. I sit there, and these are all numbered. So there's 500 of them that I'm making, and right now, this is that dispatch here. I'm on number 358. Then I got 15 more, so I'll be about 370 or something. So anyway, I'm doing that. By the way, my bike's running good. I'm getting ready for hunting season. Deer season's coming in right now. Let's go inside. I want to show you one of my other projects that I'm doing right now. My project is that this saltwater boat, I know it's been a big deal. I finally got all the sea deck on there. Now, the sea deck is this stuff. It's just so beautiful. It's this non-slip surface material right here that you walk on. It's a little dirty right now, but I've finished the back. Now, it's pretty expensive to do this. It's about a $5,000, $4,000 deal on some of these bigger boats. $3,000 for this one. And I had the whole front end done commercially, and that was a couple of years ago. And then the back end, I did this myself. I just bought a couple $100 worth of seafoam and put it in. It's not quite as trimmed as good as say a professional as the ones up front, but it's still pretty good. It does the job. And it's on these hatches. I put brand new hatches in the boat. I got my power poles working, got my live well working, got my front trolling motor working, got my tower working. This boat is 100% finally. It's an older boat. This is the one that it's actually a 1968 Aquasport. I did so many things to it, like putting a new transom in, putting new stringers in, putting new side rails in, cutting the whole thing down, putting decking on flooring and towering and console. I did so many changes, over 90% changes. I did 98% changes, that they allowed me to call it a homemade boat. This is now not Aquasport anymore. It's registered as a 1986, I think, or something or other, homemade boat. Anyway, it's a Roland boat, and I think I'm going to sell it. I don't know if I'm going to sell it or not. Anyway, that's one big deal. The other big deal is back here in the back. It's kind of a week to kind of do things in the shop. I don't know if I've shown you this shop lately, but I got it all fixed up, and this is my shop that I use I make my turkey calls in here. And what I do, I got this little lathe and we run a little mill, and I have these wood plugs that I put in here, and I turn all this on. And anyway, I route this all out. That's with this mill. Then the bandsaw, the big deal for this week was getting this bandsaw going. Because what it is, I had to replace this thing. I had to replace the blade itself. And then also inside this thing, if you look, there's a big wheel. And there's a big, what they call a rubber, what they call it a tire that goes on here. And this wheel is what drives the half-inch bandsaw. Now the thing is, it's all tightened up now. I've tightened these guides up, and I've tightened all this stuff up to the point. Now when I cut, it's so cool. I can cut it. It doesn't wander. This blade, I can cut right down the center of this little blade right here. Watch this. I can just cut little pieces out. I could probably cut that in half. I mean, this is if I can cut that in half. Because the illuminated blade wander. You can do really precise cuts now. Now that I got it all fixed again, I got everything tightened up. I went on the internet and got to all the how-to videos on how to do all that. And boy, it's good. I haven't built any bowls lately, but that's my bowl making lathe. And I turn the acacia wood, I turn walnut, I turn all sorts of stuff, and I make these beautiful bowls. And I haven't done that this year, but I think for Christmas presents, it's just about time. Usually October, I'll start making some of my family members bowls, big old 18-inch, 16-inch bowls, salad bowls, and that's all good. But I have been cutting out a bunch of stuff for the acacia wood. See, I have a tree that grows in this yard. It's actually a hardwood tree from Australia. It's called acacia, and it's a real hard wood. It's they use it for bowls and flooring. It's just hard as can be. And it makes a great striker top. So in other words, what I end up making is I make these lids. This happens to be a walnut one. Let's see, and that's all. These are both walnut. But I end up making acacia lids that are awful good, and I put that on either butternut for the turkey call, or I put it on this other wood. It's kind of special wood. If I find one, I'll show you what it is. Okay, this wood is called black limba. It's from West Africa, and I cut that all down. I shape it, and I have ways I have micrometers, and I get it all exactly the right thickness, and it's right. In other words, 1,000th of an inch as I plane it down, and as I sand it down, I'll put it on the sander. I'll sand it down. I'll sand it thin, and then I keep measuring the sides of the turkey call until I get it to the right thickness. And 1,000th of an inch is critical. It makes the tone go up or down. And here's the problem: when you start making a turkey call, if you ever get the sound too low, you can't get it up again. No, you start off with the wood kind of thick, and then the kind of high pitched. And as you come thinner and thinner with the wood, it gets lower and lower in pitch. But once it gets real too low, you can't ever get it back up again. So you get a lot of misprints, and this bucket here is just full of old ones that didn't make the grade. See, I messed up and got them the wrong way. I have to throw them away. Anyway, that's kind of what's happening. I'm also getting ready to go on a big trip. I'm going with Bobby Murray, the first Classic winner in 1970. He won the Classic at Lake Mead. And we're going to go out to Arkansas, and we're going to have some fun with catching big bass in some reservoirs near Stuttgart, Arkansas, which is a real big deal. And I got all my camera equipment for that. And what I've done, I've got one little GoPro that I got on this one here, and that's pretty good. You can put that down the water, and actually it shoots upside down. That's a pretty good deal. But this one here for underwater work is even better. What this is a great big thing that has a dome. And this dome, it gives you a wider angle. There's a GoPro 9 in that thing, and I just hit the button right here and it's on. And again, you just have to. I can make that extend. I can go down 20 feet or so, but I know I can see how to aim it, and I try to follow my fish around. And stick it down by a stump, stick it down by grass, and do all kind of things like that. Anyway, that's kind of what I'm doing here. I got all my camera gear ready. Of course, I've got a new contract now with Lew's, and I got some new Lew's rods and reels coming up. Been using the regular Lew's rods a lot, and I got, but I'll have a lot more both spinning tackle in the Lew's line, and also my casting tackle. So I'm getting ready to go, and we're going to have a big trip. We're going to have an exciting film work coming up this year, and I want you to watch. And here's the deal: I'm to the point now in my age that my whole goal is not to catch fish, but to show you how to catch fish, to help you out. It's kind of a full circle roundabout deal where I think I can teach you a thing or two with my vast experience. You know, I've been a professional fisherman for over 50 years. I've been fishing tournaments for over 50 years. I've been guiding for 55 years. So that gives you an idea of how much experience I have. So I know how to fish. I can't always fish as good as I know how because I make mistakes myself and make a bad cast and get backlashes. I do all those kind of things. But at least I know how to fish. Okay, I'm going to pass it on, and that's the whole thing. Hey, if you would, hit that likes button because people like, oh, heck, I got all my Bass Pro Shop people. Of course, I'm taking the Spike It people down to Louisiana. And then I'm also going with the Booyah. Well, Mike Wisecarver is going to be down in Louisiana with me. We're going to have a good time. So anyway, we're having a lot of fun with our film work right now, doing YouTubes and film work. It's my 50th year on television. My 50th year. Anyway, that's what's happening in my world. We'll see you again soon. And hey, hit that likes button. Thank you.